Okay.
Powers of Evil.
Yes, hello everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Mini Manga Talk. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Hawk Hockey. Call me Hawk Hockey. This is my channel Diet Wave, and this is my good friend Adelle. Say hello, my co-host for Mini Manga Talk.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, hello, of course.
Yes, today we're having a special Halloween episode, and we are actually recording this on Halloween, and hopefully I'll get this out before midnight.
Hopefully.
This is hopefully, yeah, if I'm not lazy. But yes, welcome to our very special episode. First episode. Today we're going to be talking about a very good manga. It's a very good. Would you call it a horror?
Psychological more than horror.
Yeah.
It's definitely because you can. Well, then again, you can have psychological horror, but I feel like it's kind of one of those things. Would you say this is maybe man versus self more than man versus man? I wouldn't really. I don't know if I would say man versus nature. Um,
Uh,
Maybe to her,
that's
the main. Would you even call her a heroine? She's pretty fucked up and evil to be a heroine. I guess technically she is, because she's the main female character, but.
Well, let's name the thing that we're alluding to first. We're talking about Flowers of Evil
Oh, I thought
today.
we already said that, but okay.
Oh, we did? I don't remember. Oh, fuck. But yes, we're talking. we're talking about Flowers of Evil today. It's by. Oh fuck! I don't even have my shit up, my notes on
Great
it and
start.
everything.
Great start.
Yeah. It's by Oshimi Shuzo
Yep.
and what?
I said yup.
Oh, okay. I thought you said no, and I was like, oh, well, okay. I guess I'm just fucking up today. Anyways, yeah, it's by Oshimi Shuzo, and is it? It's not his first manga, but I'd say it's probably his most famous
Yeah, I would
from
say that.
everything I've seen.
Yeah.
I had so last week I was introduced to this author, and I've completely and totally binged his work in like a week and a half's time. Adele here recommended to me his current publishing work right now. Blood by the Tracks or Trail of Blood, whatever.
A Trail of Blood in Japanese, I think, and it's Blood on the Tracks in English.
Yeah, the names make no sense, but and I got caught up with that, and then I was, I have to read more. I have to read more of this guy's work. And the first one that I clicked on after this was Flowers of Evil, and I actually recognized it because I remembered back in I think it was 2013, people were talking about this dog shit anime that was animated in a rotoscope style, like a ping pong anime, and everyone was calling it ugly and stuff, and I was like, yeah, it looks ugly because I was 13. I was 13 and stupid, so I actually recognized the name of it. But this was my first time experiencing it, and my god, it's really good. But yeah, back on the whole horror topic, I would say that I don't know. I would say that it's a mix of man versus self and man versus man, because I would say it's man versus man at first, but then it becomes man versus self.
Yeah, I feel like I'm bad at remembering names, so Sawa Nakamura turns it into man versus man. I would almost say that she's kind of against society at large. You can almost I would feel like a lot of this story is kind of about that, kind of like because a lot of young people, especially teenagers, struggle with that. They want to be different and see themselves as above other people. And that's kind of what Takao, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Takao, his main character.
Kara, yeah. I just call him Kasuga.
Yeah, Kasuga. I'll go with Kasuga. Kasuga, he's a guy that So Flowers of Evil is basically what, like, a poetic book. It's like a book of poetry,
Mm-hmm.
and he thinks it has this deep meaning. And people kind of think he's a little bit of a weird outcast because honestly, he kind of does that to himself by thinking he is better than other people because he's like, oh, I'm the only one that can understand this deep reading, and I read all the time. And he kind of got that from his dad, who, his dad's encouraging him reading, because what parent isn't going to encourage their kid to read a lot? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
reading in itself isn't bad. It's just that that's
He's doing it for very selfish and pretentious reasons. He's like,
yeah,
I'm so much better than everyone else because I'm understanding
which
this
is
piece of literature.
yeah. And then Sawa Nakamura is she doesn't really read. She doesn't. We kind of get like that peek into her internal like psyche at the very end. There's like a bonus chapter that just shows she thinks of everything in the world as like fucked up ants and bugs and like leaching into her skin. We don't really see why she thinks that way, which I don't know if.
Yeah. Oh, continue. Finish what you're saying.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I don't know if it's like if there's something that I'm missing that's maybe implied by the author, because it doesn't really seem like her dad is that bad, really, other than like how he's just kind of like, yeah, that's how she is, and she's just like her mom. Um, so like I don't know if like he's just thought that like, oh, she's just like her mom, and her mom had problems. I don't know if that affected her or if she's just like this just because. Because I don't think there was anything like super bad. Like I don't think she did it ever mention her dad like abusing her or anything? I don't think
No,
so.
no, it didn't.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. That was one of the things I actually really liked about this manga. Is that anytime that that like Kasuga or anybody or just the presentation of the manga itself tried to like explain or understand Nakamura's like philosophy of life, she just basically, I think she even after Kasuga was like trying to explain to her, like, I get it. I get what you're feeling. She just fucking slapped the shit out of him. Any ounce of like trying to understand her like philosophy or mindset is like almost immediately shut down. And
Yeah.
it's almost to the point to me where it's like it doesn't matter to the story why she thinks that way. It's just the fact that she thinks that way and acts upon it is the only important thing.
Yeah. I kind of like it because there are people that they just are that way. There's not usually like a big reason for it.
Exactly. Some people
And
are just born that way, you know?
yeah, it just feels like she has like this hatred for how society is, and I think it's just because like it shows her as being bored or just really hating it, and that's why she uses the term pervert, which I know you mentioned you're like, I wish she used a different word for it, but it might just be her
Yeah.
limited vocabulary. But like at first it feels like, okay, she's calling him a pervert because, he like grabbed his crush's gym clothes.
Yeah.
But then you realize that she's calling herself a pervert. She's like, oh, there's someone like me who is also a pervert. But she doesn't really mean like always sexual. I think she just means does not fit into society, like isn't a normal person. So
Exactly.
yeah, but
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't know what
There's
is her thing with like perversion, because I know she'll be like, "Oh, you're not this nice innocent person. All you think about is sex and like fucking and." But she herself is not very sexual. I don't know.
no. Yeah, that's she like okay, so later on okay, so by the way, we're talking completely about spoilers. So
Yeah.
go fucking read Flowers of Evil before you listen to this. But um there I'm so glad you mentioned that she's not overtly sexual because later on, I forget what chapters this started at, but it was after after Kasuga got like bad worded, sexually assaulted by Seiki in the tent before they lit it on fire. And when Seiki was like talking to Nakamura and was like, yeah, we had sex. We totally fucked in that tent. And Nakamura wasn't upset about it, but later on, when Nakamura and Kasuga are alone, like you almost see like this like moment where she's like, where she almost like tries to be what Seiki was as well, like sexually like that, but she like literally can't. She like literally can't. I found that whole part to be very interesting because you think that I don't you think that something like that would be easy for her, you know, because
To
she's
to me, it almost felt like she had an aversion to
yeah
sex. Like,
yeah
I don't know, because originally I thought like, oh, we're gonna have a peek into her past, and like maybe a dude was like a creep to her. But no, I don't know. I feel like maybe that's just her, because what he does originally, like the gym clothes thing, she kind of misunderstands. So basically, okay, for people that haven't read Flowers of Evil, us being like, he stole his crush's gym clothes, that sounds like, oh, he's just a pervert, which, yeah, it's kind of perverted, but what happens is he was a little weird, and I think he, like, why did he see? He just saw it? Did he
yeah
smell
it
her
was
shirt?
like
And then
it
he
was
flipped
like
out. Because,
okay, I forget if he was like he went back to class to grab his Flowers of Evil book because he left it in his desk. And like as he was passing by, he noticed his crush's name's like bag. It was like toppled over or something.
mhm.
And so he picked it up and like I forget if it was he picked it up out of the cubby or he picked it up to put it back in its cubby. And instead of just doing that, he took out the clothes and was like, "Oh wow." And then he heard someone outside and instead of just, you know, dropping it or putting it back like a normal human being, he shoved it in his bag and
Yeah.
ran away.
Yeah, he panicked. So that's why I think she builds a lot on the sexual stuff, because everybody starts calling him a pervert because, you know, like, someone stole your gym clothes. It's obviously like, oh, a total pervert did that. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's why she, like, forces that on him, because that's like one of his things of her being like, oh, see, you don't fit into society, you're a gross weird pervert like I am, you're not normal. And every time he tries to be like, no, I'm normal, I just have innocent feelings for her, I don't think about her that way, there's nothing sexual, she's like, no, you're a gross fucking pervert, now put this on. And she just tries to force him more into being like
The
weird.
sexual deviant, yeah.
Yeah, just because she's like, finally someone will be like me, and it entertains her to see, like, I feel like it's almost like a fall from grace, sort of.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And
It, yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. I was gonna mention one scene. I forget what it is now though, but it was yeah, because Kasuga didn't like touch the shit for like a long time until oh hold on, I think someone's here. Hello.
Hello? Jacob! Jacob is joining us right in the middle of
No.
it. Were you asleep?
Yes.
I told you to wake up. It's the opposite way around this time. Jacob was the one sleeping.
I had a nap before work.
Nap time. We were right in the middle of talking about Flowers of Evil. Oh yeah, this one makes a good point where it's like it's hinted that her entire desire to escape with Kasuga stems from a desire to no longer be alone, but she earnestly believes that even if he chose to stay or leave her, she will ultimately be isolated. So
Yeah.
really, her choice doesn't, or Kasuga's choice doesn't really matter to her. She has like conflicting desires where she doesn't want to be alone, but truly believes that no one will understand her, and that's why she lashes out whenever he tries to. But he's also got like this savior complex where his like superiority and like the fact that he understands Flowers of Evil and reads all these books switches to being like, oh, I'm the only person that can save Nakamura, I'm the only person that can do this, I have to be with her, you know, that sort of thing, like I'm special.
It's honestly like I don't know. This probably isn't a good thing, but I can. You probably know what I'm about to say, don't you?
You're like, I relate.
Yeah. I think that's a good thing that I can see. I used to be like a Kasuga type person, and I'm like I'm glad I'm not like that anymore because Kasuga's before the time skip, he's not a good person whatsoever.
No.
Um, No, not at all. And I very much. Okay, let's talk about before we continue with anything else. Let's talk about the other main character, kind of.
Oh, Seiki.
Yeah, fuck Seiki. Just fuck Seiki.
I
Not literally. I hate her. I hate Seiki.
um I feel like she was kind of important because I feel like this story, sake of typing rapidly, um I feel like this
I
story is a lot about like how you project images, like how you project false images of other people based on like your own desires and even like having a weak sense of self, things like that. Because like Kasuga doesn't really truly like Seiki. He doesn't really know that much about her. To him, she's like this innocent picture of an angel, which she's not. To her, Kasuga is this guy that like, oh, he treats her as special. Once again, somebody wants to be treated as like, she likes that he treats her as like special, but at the same time, like just a girl, and like already treats her as if she's perfect. She doesn't have to like live up to, like, she doesn't have to work super hard like she does for everybody else in her family. She doesn't have to like, you know, be perfect at piano or anything like that. He already treats her as if like she's this special thing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
she doesn't really see him for who he is. He
No,
doesn't
no,
really
no.
see her either.
I appreciate her role in the story because
Yeah.
she's a really good foil to
Nakamura.
Nakamura. She's a really good foil because you understand Seiki. I would say, well, fucking obviously, I'm gonna say you understand Seiki's mindset a lot more than Nakamura because again, every time Nakamura's mindset is attempted to be explained, it's immediately shot down. But like, I don't know. I don't know. I just felt myself just getting more and more angry, angry as
Oh,
time went on.
her relationship with him really kind of fucked her up. On it. I mean, she was already kind of messed up. It doesn't seem like it at first until you realize like her
Yeah,
family fucked her up. But like,
that's like another one of the things about Ashimi's works is that like, once you get a revelation like 30 chapters in and you go back to the previous chapters, you'll see hints of it everywhere where you even recognize it. And that's like one of the things right there is Seiki being just unstable as all hell.
yeah, and then it just like even when he finally sees her after the time skip, it's like, oh, she's like, oh, I'm so happy, fuck you for what you did, by the way. Also, where's Nakamura, like rubbing it in, trying to be like,
Yeah,
my
no,
life's
like,
great now. But what
oh my god.
is kind of like, she's kind of like, oh, you threw me away and now you're not even with her, fuck you, basically.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, I wanted to just punt her into the fucking sun
She
after
just
the time
reminds
skip.
me of those people that never truly grow up. They never really get out of puberty because
Mhm.
they've never actually let go of the time that they had when they were that age. They hold that time in such high regard that they never let it go.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty
Exactly.
much. Especially with her boyfriend looking like the same as he did
Oh
when they
my
were in school together. Like,
god, that made me
Exactly.
kill myself, honestly. Fucking okay, so it's like I appreciate her role throughout the story, and I appreciate her being there and the story. She serves a purpose, but after the time skip, I just fucking goddamn. I wish she didn't show up after the time skip. Honestly, I wanted to absolutely just murder. I felt murder in my eyes. My
I don't
God.
know. A little bit I felt like he deserved that a bit. Because
And
he did kind of fuck up a lot of people's lives, and it was kind of like, oh, you did all of this, you wanted to get back against society and like thought you were so big and great with Nakamura, and now look, you're here by yourself, not even around her, and look what it's gotten you, fucking nothing. You're still running away, basically.
yeah, yeah.
So in a
I
way, I think he deserved it. I'm also kind of like mad that she's like, oh wow, I'm
I'm
disappointed,
so
but
happy
like,
now. I'm so happy now. Ha ha ha. Fuck you.
oh no. It's I mean, at least he got it together after that.
I give him props for that. I'm honestly surprised that it was a happy ending because I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah,
At all.
I did not expect the third character that came along in the ending. I love her though, but like
Oh yeah, she's perfect. She's like she's totally like the perfect like girlfriend to understand, just understand, I guess, just period, and just understand, period, to just understand. Because honestly, if that was fucking me, I would have lost my fucking. I would have beat the shit out of Kasuga, honestly.
Truly the waifu for your waifu.
also
Exactly.
also like her being able to get him back into like enjoying reading and writing because he had given up after everything with Nakamura and just like crawled into himself and just hid there basically. Like he's just living just to live. His grandfather's dying and everyone's blaming it on him. His family doesn't talk. He hides in his room. He doesn't read. He doesn't like enjoy anything. And then it's like he goes back to read Flowers of Evil and can actually appreciate it instead of just like it's like I've read it just because and I'm cool for reading this. He's like, "Oh, now I can actually understand because like I've had more experiences. I've felt suffering and met so many people. It's like I can finally understand the actual meaning of it."
Exactly. That's something that I just absolutely loved. That whole callback to the just to him recognizing that he never truly read that book, no matter how many he called it his favorite book of all fucking time, and then he just realized, damn, I never actually read this book and appreciated it.
Which a lot of I mean, pretty much everyone has done it when they're younger. That's why even I like go back and read my favorite old manga series to see how I would digest it now. It's like, oh, there's all these things that I didn't understand then or like I didn't truly appreciate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of uh, one of my other favorite things uh, was just I overall just I didn't expect myself to like Nakamura as much as I did. Cause I don't know. I mean, she's not exactly made to be liked. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say she's made to be liked at all. But I actually found myself to be like, I liked her, but was also cautious of her presence within the story because, like, after time skip, I was like, Nakamura better not fucking come back because I know Kasuga is gonna have a fucking relapse, basically, if that happens.
Yeah, like she's basically like a PTSD trigger for him at that point.
Yeah, I'm glad though that he was able to grow enough to the point where he was like, you know what, I'm going to end this on my own terms, and which admittedly was a little bit selfish of him, I guess. But I don't know. I guess on the route to self actualization, you might need to be a little bit selfish. But I don't know. I appreciated the ending a lot. It was quite
Yeah.
nice.
In a way, I don't know if you would say I don't think she did it to be like nice or anything. I don't know if you could say she did it for his sake, but I kind of appreciate that she was just kind of like it's time for you to like move on from me, get over what happened between us. I'm living like this regardless of if you're here or not. You need to like go be part of society. Like go live like normal people basically.
Exactly.
Stop getting
Exactly.
involved with me. She's it's kind of nice, I guess, because it's like people can be fucked up and like have problems and you're not going to be able to solve them. Like
Yes.
you
Yes.
cannot solve their problems for them. And people can only be helped if they want to be helped.
Exactly, exactly. That's a huge theme that I feel like Nakamura just completely just embodies. Is in a way you're not supposed to understand her motivations. You're not supposed to understand her philosophies of the world. You're not even supposed to understand why she does just anything that she does. It's almost like she's just a vessel for Kasuga to get off of his fucking high horse and realize, I'm not. I'm not that important. I'm not that important. I can change the entire trajectory of someone else's life.
Yeah, at times he deludes himself into thinking he understands her, and I feel like they try to delude the readers too.
Yes.
And then you realize you don't get a fucking
festival.
thing.
The festival was a perfect example of that. Where like there were just it was like what 3 chapters where like his expressions were like almost identical to hers.
Yeah.
And they were like holding hands, and like you got this real feeling that he got it. He finally got it, and they were on the same wavelength. But then, as soon as they're about to douse themselves and light themselves on fucking fire at the festival, she pushed him. And I feel like that was entirely symbolic to just show us that, yeah, he still doesn't fucking get it, and he's never gonna fucking get it. And she realizes that as well, and she doesn't want him to fucking die if he doesn't get it, basically.
Yeah, also when they meet the last time and they're both, like, putting their hands out toward each other, where it's like, they're just like, I see, or it's like they're trying, I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's kind of like, sort of making a line. It's like, you're you and I'm me. Like, we are in 2 different places. We're not the same. It's almost like he was trying to, like you said, he's trying to understand her, act the same as her, to, like, be with her, because he's like, oh, she's gonna be alone otherwise. I'm the only person that can understand her. I'm the only person that can do this. Yep. It's just kind of like, we're not the same person. This is our parting. They put their hands together, and it's like, that's the end.
Yep. It was... The Flowers of Evil is probably one of the most beautiful mangas I've ever read, because it's like, it's such an... I can't think of many other pieces of media that portrays that type of message before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, like, I that's a very good lesson to learn. And I wouldn't say inherently that this manga was even trying to teach a lesson, even. It was just Kasuga growing up. Kasuga was a fucking horrible human being, and he didn't even realize it.
Yep.
It was through trying to help someone else that he realized, oh wait, am I the shit? Am I the fuck?
I'm the one who's fucked up?
I'm the one who's fucked up?
Yeah, I also like The Flowers of Evil as a real book.
Me too.
It's not just made up.
I want to read The Flowers of Evil, honestly, now, because of that. Actually, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe I'll have my Joker moment after reading it and just go insane.
Good.
My Joker arc. AnyList on the artist profile also mentions that he takes a lot of inspiration from surrealist artists.
Oh, you could totally see that.
Yeah.
You could totally see that. Flowers of Evil is probably his most tame work in terms of that, honestly.
Yeah, go read Happiness.
Yeah,
I fucking love Happiness.
I just read Happiness. I just read Happiness. Happiness is amazing.
I'm like 15 chapters into it, but I love how surrealist he gets with like the environment and the people, and it's so good.
Inside Mari is pretty surrealist too, but in very different. Inside Mari and Flowers of Evil are probably on the same level of surrealism, but yeah, Flowers of Evil is probably one of my. It probably takes second place for my works for his. It's just really good. I really appreciated the bonus chapter as well. That sort of gave that final glimpse from Nakamura's perspective finally.
Yeah.
Because like it wasn't I appreciated that it wasn't necessary throughout the narrative of the story until the final chapter. That was just a blessing to us as the reader, honestly. it didn't explain anything, yet it made me understand even 10 times more,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
I'll tell you, you wouldn't think that Blood on the Tracks gets so surreal, but it does. When that does so well at showing his mental state.
Oh yeah, I could go on
Good.
about that's next episode. I think Blood on the Tracks.
Yeah, we could do a whole episode on that. You could do like a oh god, so good, so good. Jacob, you're scaring me.
Are we sure we want to go into Blood on the Tracks?
Why not? Of course, why not? I mean, what is there to talk about? Let's see, murder,
child
incest.
abuse, covert incest,
everything. Oh man,
abandonment, identity. I forget what it's called, but like, shit. What is it called? It's dependency. I would say like your identity blending in with your parent. Yeah. There's a lot we could talk about on the tracks.
See,
yeah, that's the problem. Is there's a lot we can talk about with Blood on the Tracks, and I'm not sure any if it's good enough for anything that'll last on YouTube.
That's a special Patreon episode right there. that's paying. Do you want to pay $5 to hear us talk about trauma? Anyways,
Hockey's like, let me talk about my trauma real quick and Blood on the Tracks.
let me talk about my trauma real quick. Oh yeah. Let's see. I love the art style of. I love his art style. It's amazing.
Yeah, at first, from just seeing, like, I only saw the cover of Blood on the Tracks, so originally I thought that, like, maybe I wouldn't like it too much, but then I started reading, and I was like, no, this is really good, actually. He does expressions so fucking well.
Oh my gosh, his expressions are fantastic. His expressions are amazing. I gotta think about it, because he has this one particular face that's in, like, 3 of his works that I've read. I've read 4 of his works, and out of the 4, I'm trying to think of if it's in all 4 of them. I know it's in 3 of them. I'm trying to think if it was in Flowers of Evil. Jacob, you probably know what I'm talking about. Actually, no, you don't, because you have not read Inside Mar yet. Oh my god.
I have the first volume sitting over there that I've read. I've not read the whole thing.
Inside, I gotta say, I binged Inside Mar the other day. It's just as good. It's just as good.
Imagine that. He doesn't miss.
He
doesn't miss.
He doesn't fucking miss. But hold on, it's this one very specific face where the best example I could think of is in Blooded by the Tracks, where the mom's like the eyebrow raised with like the lip raised too. Like, you know that face? You know the face I'm talking about. Hold on.
I feel like I probably know. It's like you mean like the fucked up looking one?
The face, like, after he's like, yeah, I came.
Is it like this one? Or
where'd you post it?
Why are you posting this in there?
No, not that one.
Not that one?
Yeah, that's the face of the ring. That's like the. Why are you posting it in there? No,
not that one.
No, I don't know.
Hold on.
Dirty? The one where she says dirty?
No, hold on. Give me a second. Fucking hell.
Oh, you mean the one where she fulfills all the crazy people's mommy fetish? Dirty?
No, not that one.
I know.
Oh my gosh, is this gonna be 5 minutes of me? Is this gonna be 5 minutes of me just like, man, do you remember that on a fucking audio podcast? Hey, do you remember that face? Do you remember
yes, on the audio. Yeah, this is a very fruitful thing. Thank you, viewers. Thank you for bearing with us.
Thank you for bearing with us. Hold on. I gotta scroll.
I have my camera on, or like my webpage thing on.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use that.
Oh.
Can't use that.
Come on, release a version with the images, I guess.
So what am I gonna do? Have like a tiny ass like little screen just playing the whole time? Oh, it's this face. It's this face. The iconic
Where are you putting it
Oshimi
in?
face.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's done that exact face with characters like in all of his works that I've read so far. I'm trying to think of if he does it in Flowers of Evil. I don't think he does though.
Maybe when one of the arms get ripped off during the cult scene.
Oh, in Happiness?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's in Happiness. Yeah,
He
that's
said
in
Flowers
Happiness.
of Evil.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
think about Flowers of Evil. I don't think it's in Flowers of Evil.
Not that exact face.
No, probably because it's like one of his earlier works. But like, man, he's just so fucking good at expressions.
So good.
You can tell he spends a lot of time on the art. He's
It's just it's nutworthy. It's nutworthy.
he's
Don't
got
say
that. All respects to him, but he's got that kind of mindset like Miura when he was drawing Berserk, where he puts so much time to the art. It clearly shows.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait for the. Hold on, I gotta see. Has it updated yet? I gotta see, because I need
This high quality content.
I need this high quality content. I need to suffer.
Oh my god. Also, Seiki being like, why can't I be you, Nakamura? Like, literally, Kasuga's over here, like, oh, I can't leave Nakamura alone.
No.
Even though Nakamura doesn't really want him. Like, she knows she's gonna be alone, but then Seiki's the one, like, I want you to understand me and be with me, so I'm not alone. But he's like, no, I don't want you.
I thought that whole fucking scene was just hilarious. That whole just like, okay, it was very serious and really like fucked up, honestly. But that whole sequence of events was just hilarious, solely because it ended with a cop tackling Nakamura and her just screeching like a wounded animal. It's like on the ground.
They're just having a fucking mental breakdown in the mountains with cops.
I actually thought that scene was kind of depressing.
It is. No, it's like really fucked up. It's like really sad. But like I just like overlooking just a child just screeching on the ground. Fucking Shaky's just there. Cossack naked.
Like, from it, I was thinking about that scene, like, yeah, it's super depressing, but also, if you were just an adult, like, wandering by, and you're just, like, seeing these children while it's raining, going up to the mountains together, one's naked, one is screaming, and the other is just, like, losing her fucking mind. Like, it would be like, what the fuck is up with these kids? What is going on? Like, if you were just an outside adult, you're like, can you stop the teen angst?
That's the perspective I was thinking of, because imagine just like the cops like intervening and stuff, and some like mountain bikers like coming down the mountain and just like zooms past them, and it's just like, what the fuck? As he's going up, no context. He'll never get context ever. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you're, like, reading these kinds of series. You're like, no, can't you be more sympathetic towards them? Because, like, you're understanding, like, their plight because you've been with them the whole time. But, like, if you were just an adult wandering by, you're probably thinking, bro, cut out the teen fucking angst. You'll live another day. Like, if you're just wondering, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Is probably what you'd be thinking. You're like, what is going on with these children? Where are their parents?
It's really tragic. It's really tragic. So,
Okay.
I feel like this is a stupid question to ask, but do you think Nakamura has mental health issues?
I mean, considering the way she views the world, I feel like she would have to. She at least needs therapy. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and try to diagnose her, but
No, yeah, I'm not trying to diagnose her, but I think that's like one of those things. It's like I feel like she's a very good example of like Okay, because the reason why I think about that is because her father specifically mentioned like multiple times, like she's just like her mother, she's just like her mother. And when we see her mother's not like we only saw her mother for a short time, but she wasn't. She was fine. She didn't seem crazy at all. Like, did you get the impression that she was also crazy?
Not really. Maybe it's kind of like the mom in Blood on the Tracks, where she felt like suffocated, and then she ends up, moving out there, having her own. Doesn't she have like her own cafe? And
Yeah,
like, there's, it's a sort of like, I guess, healing process to kind of feel like you're freed, because she moved away. Like, that's kind of what Nakamura wanted. She was like, I want to get out of this town, because she felt like maybe out of that town she wouldn't feel as like fucked up.
because like the impression that I got was that like she finally got therapy. I guess
Yeah, I feel like
it
maybe
was
that's
like that was like that was the impression that the mom finally got therapy, which is why she wasn't like overtly because like the impression that I was getting from the dad is that she was like batshit insane, like literally just as probably worse than Nakamura. But like so like when I see Nakamura, what I looking back, what I saw is just someone with undiagnosed mental health issues whose authority figures in their life is just ignoring it and is like, okay, it's just a phase. She'll grow out of it and just ignoring it instead of doing anything about it. That's the impression that I got from that dynamic.
yeah, yeah, I can see that because he's kind of just like that's just how she is. Nothing I can do about it. Haha. When she
Yeah,
like goes to his house and breaks in, smashing windows with a baseball bat.
yeah, and then when Nakamura they went to her mother's, like I got the impression that like oh she finally got therapy. So her mom was like, yeah, I needed therapy. I'm gonna get you therapy. 'Cause wasn't Nakamura's mom the one who said you should leave? She's doing better now to Kasuga.
Yeah, he was kind of like, don't get involved. She's like, don't get involved.
Yeah, that was the impression that I got because that she has like a better understanding of like her own mental health. So she was like, yeah, you're gonna just fuck Nakamura up again.
Which it doesn't seem like she's like perfectly happy or anything now.
No,
But
yeah,
she's at least like better. It seems
yeah,
like.
exactly. Because it's not. It was only. Was the time skip a year or 3 years?
Oh, it was more than that.
Well, he was still in high school.
I forget if he was a senior in high school or a freshman.
It'd be senior because he went into college soon after.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. So it had been 4 years, and I definitely think especially from the last chapters, like look into Nakamura's like mental state, that it's going to take more than 4 years for her to be to the point where her mother probably is now.
Yeah, I believe the exact quote is that she is peaceful now. Do not disturb her.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I wouldn't call her peaceful. It's more that she's just so isolated from anyone that she can cause any harm to, or like inflict with her own mental issues.
She's more stable.
Yeah,
She has a parent that probably understands her a bit better.
Yeah, I got the impression that she has more like I don't know, self-awareness, maybe self-control. Not necessarily entirely, but like yeah, stable. Just she's more stable than before, definitely.
yeah. She's not seeing giant single-eyed flowers flying in the sky.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then Kasuga gets to move on finally, and he's like, do I deserve to be this happy after how fucking horrible I was in the past?
One thing that here's a fun little thing. Okay, I wanted to have a little segment in the mini manga talks where okay, so I read manga on naughty websites, not porn. I mean, like, you know, Yarhar in a bottle of rum websites, and they have comments on them.
Oh, yeah.
Adele doesn't like to read the comments. I love to read the comments because I think they're always funny. So I'm going to read some comments.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to read some comments that I just thought were absolutely hilarious. Okay. Let's see.
I'm bracing myself.
His ass. Clinch his ass.
This is at the beginning. This is one of the most common things I saw without the chapters is just everyone just calling the protagonist pathetic, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. Which is something that I've seen in literally almost every one of his works. Is that everyone just calls everyone in the comments just calls all the MCs pathetic pieces of shit, which I think is absolutely hilarious. It's accurate, but I just think it's funny too. But in the first one of the first chapters where he accidentally took the gym clothes, Nakamura was like, "Oh, what he did." Harsh Kumar said, "I think she doesn't know he took it, but our stupid main character will fall into a trap like a fucking idiot."
My favorite was the guy going, "Why does he like the girl who literally manipulated and destroyed his life? This guy has bad taste in women." And someone goes, "Insert, you wouldn't get it, Joker meme." I said both of them were you in the past.
Shut up! Shut up! It's true.
Does fire exist in this world? Great question.
Well, another one is, "I'm not a pervert. I just took the clothes on impulse, and I occasionally smell them." The self-proclaimed not pervert Kasuga-kun.
I also loved, like...
Here, Khalif Jeel on, like, chapter 13, like, 14, which is very well into Nakamura being crazy with Kasuga, him saying, "Bro, what is this girl doing? This is mental abuse at this point."
At this point.
At this point.
At this point?
At
It was
this
mental
point
abuse. It was mental abuse when he had to wear the gym clothes underneath his normal clothes and sit there in the park for several hours.
Yeah.
That wasn't mental abuse. Jesus.
So great. So good. Even though she hella disturbed, Nakamura's pretty as fuck. One person says.
You're literally insane. You're insane commenter. And then these two commenters when Kasuga just went up and was like, "I love you" to that girl in front of her boyfriend, and she was like, "Yeah, I love you too," and just went off with him. That was so fucking good. These two comments are like, "This man just cucked a dude in public." And another one was like, "This guy's so cool, he just stole somebody else's girl right in front of him." I thought for sure he would have been shot down.
I literally thought he was gonna get shot down when that happened. Like, I was like, "No, bro, what are you doing?" I thought she was gonna be like, "Sorry, I don't see you that way." And then I thought he was gonna go home crying.
I thought that that's exactly how I thought it was gonna go. I thought then, like, after that, he was gonna have, like, his Joker moment, go back and, like, go hunting for Nakamura or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that would be, like, the end of it.
If y'all want that instead, go read Happiness, because there's a lot of Joker moments in that story.
Oh, man.
Joker moment. This is my Joker arc. That was the whole time he was
Joker arc.
Nakamura.
And then here's another comment that I like. I think it was on the final chapter. It's Michaela Galicia Vagera says, "Go back, Kasuga-kun. Time to stop being quirky."
Quirky. Oh yeah, that's the perfect word for that.
Oh man, he sees normal bread as crazy bread again. Finally. Finally. It's crazy bread. Oh man. Alrighty. Well, is there anything else you guys want to say about Flowers of Evil?
Oh, I do like when I was listening to Hockey read the last two chapters live on voice chat, and he's going, "Oh god, he's gonna fuck it up just like he fucks everything else up in his life."
Oh my god! It was so funny because there were so many comments in the last couple chapters, just like, walls of them like, don't fuck it up, don't screw this up, don't fuck it up, don't screw this up. Oh my.
We're all like, he's gonna fuck it up. He's gonna fuck it up.
I just love how Oshimi just gives you absolutely no faith in his protagonist. Just absolutely none.
You're
No
like-
faith whatsoever.
He's gonna fuck it up. It's like everything else in his life.
So just the action of his protagonist not being a complete and total fuck up in life in general is amazing. You feel so happy. I'm so happy this man is acting just like a normal human being. I'm so happy this man didn't fuck up the most basic of human, just conscious thought. Just
Yeah, dude, you did it. You overcame your fucked upness.
congratulations, congratulations.
You're now a member of society. Thumbs up.
Congratulations, you didn't do the worst thing possible. You didn't do the absolute worst option that you could have possibly had. Oh my god.
Incredible.
What about you, Jacob? Do you have anything else
Well,
left to say?
since I wasn't here for half the conversation, I don't know. I'm entirely sure it was mentioned. I will say that a couple of things. There is an anime adaptation of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird to watch, so I recommend reading it first before watching it. If you do watch it, because the whole thing is done via rotoscoping.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the stuff is done with flash animation. It's really strange. It's interesting. It's kind of in the same realm as ping pong.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Would you say it adds anything to it?
In terms of a visual and story experience, no.
Mm-hmm.
It's more just if you don't want to read it, if you don't want to go, arg, I'm a pirate, or buy the 4 giant like 10 volumes that they have.
Yeah, they're
'Cause
big
they don't-
bitches.
Yeah, they don't really sell them in single volumes anymore. They only sell them in collections. The anime is not a terrible choice, but it's
it's a good adaptation then. Like it doesn't like cut stuff.
to my knowledge, it's been a while since I've watched it, but I don't remember there being much that was cut.
Does it get
was
through the
what-
full? Because I know that it's only one season.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. That's a tad concerning because I know it only has like 13 episodes.
Well,
Oh, no,
it's
sir.
like,
I guess maybe.
No, excuse me,
students would-
it's-
Huh?
I had to double check. It only gets up to the first half of the series.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
It stops right after the festival.
Oh, you're kidding. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
What a fucking place to leave off on.
Yeah, it sucks. Everyone's shit. The end. Oh, also, it seems you can get the Flowers of Evil in 3 volumes.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, it's
Alright.
Flowers of Evil complete 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, because I have a 4th volume of it.
Oh, maybe this is newer then. I don't know when it came out.
Maybe they have an
2018.
updated version. Yeah, that might be a more updated version then.
Yeah.
And I also want to mention that this story, I'm sure it's already mentioned, this story is not for the faint of heart that don't like anything to do with horror.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about whether it would be considered a psychological horror.
Absolutely. 100%. There's
Honestly,
not only is there like psychological horror elements, there's actual full on like arsonist and worse level crimes. If you don't like dealing with any kind of sexual stuff, do not read this story.
Oh
Even
yeah,
though it's
oh yeah.
amazing.
because trigger warning. The character just gets raped on screen. By the way, that just happens. Yeah.
And then, in addition to that, the manga was actually nominated for the 5th Manga Taisho Award. It lost to Silver Spoon.
It lost to Silver Spoon?
Okay. Silver Spoon is good. I think I don't know. Like, was it the first time that Silver Spoon had been nominated?
It's the first time any of them were nominated.
Because I do like Silver Spoon a lot. It's hard. The thing is, it's hard to compare those two manga because they're like so.
They're entirely different genres. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for me to be like, oh, this one deserves it over the other because personally, I like Silver Spoon, but I like manga that go like really deep into like informational topics, and I also like farming shit. So I was like, yeah, farming manga, love that. But like, I don't know if I would have awarded it over Flowers of Evil. That's kind of hard. Yeah, they're like two different topics.
Jesus Christ, that's insane. I can't believe it won over Flowers of Evil. That's literally insane.
Well, then again, that is a very famous mangaka. You're going up there. I mean, that's the creator of Fullmetal Alchemist too.
Yeah, but it also
I always forget about that.
It got nominated alongside Your Lie in April.
Oh my god, are you kidding?
My Neighbor Seiki, directors.
Jesus Christ! How the fuck did Silver Spoon win?
I am here. Yeah, Silver Spoon won out of all of these. Like, there's like a list of 15 manga that were nominated. Silver Spoon won out of all.
That just sucks. Actually, I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if I could argue that Silver Spoon didn't deserve it, but I'm not going to say that. But also at the same time, how the fuck did Silver Spoon win?
I feel like the popular backing really.
That's actually what it was. It was literally that the nominating committee is composed of staff members from bookstores, which initially vote for 5 series, and the titles of the top 10 number of votes become the official nominees of the year. And then finally, a second round of voting determines the winner, as well as second and third place.
That's rough.
Yeah.
So
what placement did it get? Or was there placements, or was it just this one wins?
It doesn't say on here anyway.
It must have just been this one wins then.
Unfortunately, again, and I agree, it's not as if because Silver Spoon is very good.
Yeah, Silver Spoon is great.
It's more that it clearly was. None of his other works have been recognized in this way, and.
Which is so unfortunate.
Yes, it is very unfortunate. I'd say that The Flowers of Evil is a great starting place for his works. And going further, if anybody wants to read more after hearing any of this discussion, highly recommend reading his other stuff. But start with The Flowers of Evil. It's a good starting place.
Yes.
It's got your like, if you're not as versed in like more out there manga, it's got like your high school setting, your like typical characters that you can get attached to, small town, and then maybe you can get into like happiness.
I would say here's what I would say if you wanted to read his, because I've only read 4 of his works. I don't know anything else besides 4 of them right now. I would say do Flowers of Evil first, then Inside Mari, then Happiness, then
Blood on the Tracks.
Blood on the Tracks.
I would say Blood on the Tracks save for last, unless you're already into psychological manga a lot, especially psychological horror, because it's not one that, definitely not a series that most people that are like new to manga, like if you've only read like maybe Naruto or something, and you pick up Blood on the Tracks, you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Blood on the Tracks is honestly his. I would say it's magnum opus, probably.
That one's a trip.
It's so good, but definitely not for the faint of heart, and not if you're not used to manga or any like if you've never read a psychological work, or like you're not into psychological horror and you pick up Blood on the Tracks,
you're literally just gonna die after the first volume. Just literally just die after the first volume.
That or you might not get it. You're just gonna be like, what?
Yeah. Next episode, I'm gonna put a. I want to save maybe blood and tracks for maybe a later episode. I'm gonna put a gun to either of your heads to either finish Adele start inside Mari, or Jacob finish inside Mari, or finish happiness. One of those.
Oh, I've already
I
finished
definitely want.
happiness.
I have
Oh, you've already
finished
finished happiness? Okay, well then Adele finished. I'm putting a gun to your head. Finish happiness. All right.
It's a
And then
super quick read once you start going, Adele.
Oh yeah, I finished
I'm-
today.
I'm like 15 chapters in. I'm just slower because I actually own it and it's on my computer and I just need to read it on PC and I never read shit on PC. So I was reading on my phone.
Putting a gun to your head, because you know what? I'm gonna. If you don't know this, I don't have a gun right now.
You have a gun?
No,
Oh.
we have a bet going on right now.
Oh, okay, you cut out and I thought you were like, you don't know this, but I have a gun right now. I was gonna be like, excuse you?
Oh,
We have a bet going on right now. Between the two of us, we gave ourselves a month from October 25th to November 25th, and whoever finishes, I don't even know if there isn't even a prize. It's just seeing. I recommended Adele read Kaguya, and she put a knife to my throat to read Seven Seeds after me putting it off for so long.
Yeah.
And so we've given each other a month to complete those. And I'm going to be doing a not mini manga talk on Seven Seeds. I'm actually going to do a whole retrospective on Seven Seeds.
Hell yeah.
But we are going to have a mini manga talk about Kaguya-sama. But why I bring that up is I'm just going to say I will gladly put that on pause. Put that bet on pause so that you can finish Happiness for our next episode.
Bro, I'd finish Kaguya-sama and Happiness before you finish Seven Seeds at this rate. I'm just saying, like...
Alright. Sure.
I'm 61 chapters into Kaguya-sama in like 2 or 3 days, and you're not even 20... You're not even 20 chapters into...
I'm on volume 3 of what? 6?
Yeah, no, what?
You only have
Seven
6
Seeds?
You
I
only
only
have
have
6
6 volumes saved. There's like 30-something volumes total.
What?
Yeah, Seven Seeds is super long.
You thought there was only 6 volumes?
That's why I was taking my time, Adele.
Yeah,
No,
Seven Seeds is super long.
I told you there's like 100 and something chapters. It's like 32 volumes total.
That's why I was taking my time. I thought, okay.
No, I thought you were just being a slow-ass bitch. I was like, damn, he thinks he's gonna finish this by October or November 25th at the rate he's going. You're on like chapter 18, or not even 18. You're like chapter 10 out of like 100 and something.
I thought I only got 6 volumes.
No, that's just the amount I had PDFs made for. No, let me see. How many volumes? There's 35 volumes.
Okay. Well, I've got some reading to do. I was taking my dear old time because I was like, okay. Well, all right, everybody, thanks for coming to the first time.
You were sitting there, you're like, I've paused reading Seven Seeds so I can read all of Inside Mari and Happiness. I'm like, damn, he's taking his sweet time with Seven Seeds.
I wouldn't have done that if I had known there were more than 6 volumes of Seven Seeds.
35 volumes, baby.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna fucking jump off a bridge then. Alright. Well, anyways, bye.